The threats of climate change and species extinction are related to what we build and how this in turn affects the way we live. This is particularly urgent in Asia, where change is happening at a fast pace. There is an emerging view here that small steps are not enough, that we must take a big step forward. Some Asian designers show us how this might be done, how the very act of design can become a force of positive change.
For about 18 years, we've been looking at ways of incorporating greenery on the roofs and other areas of buildings. And then a few years ago, we thought, once we've got this sort of infrastructure of life-bearing areas of the building, you can actually think a little more strategically about what that might be. This greenery could perform other services such as food and vegetables or supporting ecosystems. I think it's a whole great and exciting new avenue to think about designing for life rather than just designing for humans.
We are responsible for the problems faced by our planet. We have polluted water and air, contaminated soil, released carbon into the atmosphere, and replaced natural ecosystems with cities and farms. To do less harm today is simply not enough. We must find ways to repair and restore, to do good. Our buildings and cities must protect and support nature so that life can flourish. But what does this look like, and how does it work?
Oasia Hotel downtown is a 27-story mixed-use development comprising commercial component of offices and hotel component above the offices. It's an almost 200-meter tall tower, which has only a footprint of 45 meters. We managed to create a living facade where it actually allows creepers, shrubs and trees on the horizontal level as well to become an ecosystem for animals, and particularly for climbing animals. With a post-construction survey and audit, we have found animals able to moving on to the building itself. We realized that if the buildings of this nature were next to parks, we could extend the urban habitat substantially.
Oasia Hotel downtown is an example of constructed nature, the overlay of human-made and natural systems. But how do designers begin this process of integration, and how can they know if it will work?
We need a more effective, more inexpensive, and more multifunctional landscape approach. Underneath is the nature. Above is culture. You cannot separate culture from nature. Ecology is essential. You following the natural rhythm or following the natural pattern to create a new form. The river systems, the wetland systems, the natural forest. So these will provide ecological services. Yanweizhou is located in Jinhua City in Zhejiang Province. It's inspired by the Chinese farming technique to create flood-adaptable landscape or resilient landscape. We deliberately remove the concrete wall to transform the gray industrial infrastructure and replaced with terraces of vegetated landscape. We built this park in the center of the city. Before, the city was separated by two rivers, and we built a bridge across the two rivers. And because of the recovery of the ecological green heart in the center, now this park become a meeting place. The bridge become a public space connecting the separated city. It become a catalyst, socially, culturally, and economically.
We are quickly discovering that nature sustains our lives through the services it provides, and that we must not disrupt these services, where possible, mimic them in the things that we create. Can buildings, for instance, purify the air? Can a park clean water? Can a neighborhood act like a forest? These ecosystem services are vital if we are to survive and thrive as a species.
I call my approach the art of survival. Planning and design based on ecology.
We want to leave the Earth at least no worse off and hopefully in a better position than we found it. A well-functioning ecosystem is almost the most enjoyable environment to be in. We can create substantial ecosystems in the city, people are happier, people are healthier, the air is cleaner, we're using less energy, which in the end will translate to economic savings as well. So it seems like a no-brainer, right thing to do.
Change begins with imagination. We must visualize a more connected, livable, and compassionate world in which all life is valued. The designers in this video ask if their work can become a force of good. Now imagine a world in which every building, every park is the same, acts of ecopuncture that seek to reconnect humans with nature.